Welcome to the core objectives in gross anatomy. This is the second section of the upper limb module entitled The Facial Compartments of the Upper Limb, Introduction. My name is Suarez-Quian. I am the creator of this video and will narrate it for you. As described previously, these objectives are based on the report written by McCanwell et al. In 2007 and published in the Journal of Anatomy. Let me read the objective that will be presented in this video and is shown in the next slide. Describe the facial compartments delimiting the major muscle groups of the upper limb. Explain the functional importance of those compartments and their contents. Before we start describing these compartments, however, and the muscles and nerves that reside at these locations, I first will describe what are the facial compartments, briefly present how muscles work, and what are the features of a muscle that you must fully understand. The upper limb consists of four distinct regions: the shoulder or scapular region, the arm or brachium in Latin, the forearm or antebrachium in Latin, and finally the hand. In subsequent videos, the muscles found in these separate regions, their actions, and the nerves that innervate them will be discussed in detail. The first point we must relate about the upper limb, however, is to examine it as a mechanical device, and we discover that the upper limb may be regarded as a multi-jointed lever that is freely movable on the upper trunk. Indeed, let's name some of these movable joints now. The clavicular sternal joint, the acromioclavicular joint, the glenohumeral joint, the elbow joint, and the wrist joint. All these joints move to make the upper limb the incredible multi-jointed lever that it is. At the distal end of the upper limb is the important prehensile organ, the hand, now shown enlarged in the image. Much of the importance of the hand is dependent on the pincer-like action of the thumb, which enables one to grasp objects between the thumb and the index finger. The arrow points to the thumb and index finger. Now oppose your thumb to the index finger on yourself. Because we can oppose the thumb and index finger, we're able to do fine movements. Indeed, some anthropologists have argued that gaining the ability to oppose the thumb was one of the steps in our evolutionary development of our larger brains, and ultimately language. This is because numerous muscles are required to bring the hand into space and then to oppose the thumb. Regulation of all these muscles requires significant brain power, and perhaps the brain evolved in part to control these muscles. Thus, the essential functional requirement of the upper limb is manual activity, that is, place the hand at a desired location and then to move the fingers to enact an action. In the next few videos, I will discuss how the muscles of the upper limb, controlled by the nerves of the brachial plexus, carry out this essential function of willfully moving the upper limb in space, placing the hand precisely where we want it to be, then perform the pincer-like activity between the thumb and digits. In a nutshell, this is the function of the upper limb. Before I begin, however, let me review briefly general concepts of muscle action. Muscle action consists of only one thing: contraction. For example, here's an image of a dissected biceps brachii muscle. For the muscle to help flex the elbow, indicated by the curved arrow, the muscle must first contract and shorten, indicated by the double-headed arrow. The second feature of muscle is that even at rest, there is a general tone for the resting muscle. What this means is that not every part of each muscle comes to a full relaxation unless a nerve of the muscle to it is cut, a process known as de-innervation. This is how we stay at the neutral position, for example, when in the anatomical position. As shown in the image, the upper limb hangs down in the supine position when we are at rest, because the action of the flexor muscles of the arm on the anterior aspect of the arm, and shown by the blue arrow, are being counteracted by the extensor action of the muscles in the posterior aspect of the arm, shown by the green arrow. The third feature of muscles. To reverse a muscle action, there must be an opposing muscle. For example, the action of flexing the arm, brought about by the muscles in the flexor compartment of the arm and indicated by the curved blue arrow, are reversed by the extensor muscles in the posterior compartment of the arm, shown in green. Of course, gravity could do the same to reverse the action of flexion, but it would be a highly inefficient process. Also, try and figure out how gravity could reverse the action of extension. It would be almost impossible. Better to have sets of opposing muscles to counteract the respective actions of each muscle group. Finally, the fourth feature of muscles. Muscles can only exert an action on a joint if they span that joint. Let's look again at the muscles in the anterior compartment of the arm, the flexor group. Of the three muscles, two can be observed, the biceps brachii and the coracobrachialis. The biceps brachii extends from the scapula to the radial tuberosity, whereas the coracobrachialis only extends to the humerus. Because the biceps brachii spans both the shoulder and elbow joint, it exhibits the ability to function at both joints. The coracobrachialis, however, only acts at the shoulder joint. Now that we know how muscles work, in the next set of videos, we will examine the muscles in the fascial compartments of the upper limb that bring about these movements. This concludes this introductory video.